Okay, so today we're gonna dive into a pretty heavy story
Yeah.
from 1964 plane crash,
Mm.
and um,
Mm.
it's all centered around this guy Francisco Gonzales,
Okay.
and he's an Olympian,
Wow.
but his life takes this really dark turn.
Oh, interesting.
And we've got a bunch of sources here, like historical accounts, investigative reports, all that stuff. And
Cool.
yeah, we're just gonna kind of try to unravel this whole complex story, you know.
I'm intrigued already. It's like this Olympian, and then it all goes wrong.
It's kind of a paradox, right? Like
Yeah.
you think about athletic achievement and then like all this
Yeah.
personal turmoil, like
Yeah.
what's going on there. It makes you wonder about
Yeah,
what
absolutely.
people are really going through, even if
Yeah.
they're, really successful.
Behind the scenes kind of thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So let's see. He was born in Manila in 1937.
Okay.
So it's like a pretty normal,
Yeah.
beginning, right?
Hmm.
But then
Yeah.
fast forward a few years and boom. This guy's competing in the dragon sailing event at the 1960 Summer Olympics
Wow, the Olympics.
in Rome.
That's
And,
incredible.
I mean, this isn't just like
Yeah.
messing around in the water,
No, not at all.
These events were like super competitive.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Especially the dragon class, even back then.
Oh, yeah.
They were like, you need a lot of skill, you need teamwork.
Really?
And, the Olympics back in the 60s, those were different.
Different how?
I mean, less commercialized.
Well-
It was more about, like, national pride.
Right.
So the pressure on these athletes was huge.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, immense.
Wow. So he's at the Olympics.
Yep.
Then what? He moves to San Francisco.
Yeah, that's right.
That's a world away from Manila.
It is.
Talk about a life change, right?
Absolutely. New life, new culture,
Yeah.
new pressures, everything.
And probably a lot of adjustments to make, right?
You would think, yeah.
I mean, it's kind of a classic story.
What is?
You have athletes who just dedicate their lives
Yeah.
to
Right.
their sport, and then they have to figure out everyday life.
It's a hard transition.
Yeah.
Like, what do I do now?
Exactly. And then you throw in the cultural adjustment
Mm.
on top of that.
Oh, absolutely.
It's got to be a lot of strain.
Yeah, you can imagine.
So is that when things start falling apart for him?
Well, that's when we start to see the cracks, yeah.
Okay.
Divorce proceedings,
Oh, wow.
mounting debts. It wasn't just like a little rough patch.
No, that's pretty serious.
It was serious stuff.
And do you think his background as an Olympian played a role in this?
I think it's definitely possible. Think about it.
Yeah.
Years of dedication,
Huh.
discipline.
Mm-hmm.
He probably had a really strong sense of identity tied to his athletic achievements.
That makes sense.
And then he hits these really public, personal setbacks.
Yeah.
It's got to be a huge blow psychologically.
Like a fall from grace or something.
Yeah, you could say that.
So, all right, it's May of 64,
Hmm.
and Gonzales flies to Reno.
Okay.
Looks like a normal trip.
Seems like it, yeah.
Nothing out of the ordinary
Until
he boards his return flight, Pacific Airlines Flight 773.
I see where this is going. This
Yeah.
is where it gets really bad.
Sadly, it's...
773.
Yeah, it's more than just a flight number. It's like this terrible intersection of his despair and all these innocent people.
All those lives.
44 people.
It's awful.
Yeah, and then the plane crashes.
Mm-hmm.
And at first, you think, oh, terrible accident, right?
A mechanical failure or something.
Yeah, but then the investigation finds something else.
What they find.
It's chilling.
Oh, no.
Gonzales shot both pilots.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, my.
And then he turned the gun on himself.
That is shocking. That
Yeah.
just completely changes the story.
It does.
It's not just trying to figure out what caused the crash anymore.
No.
Now we have to try and understand what would drive someone to do something like that.
It's a whole different investigation now.
Sure.
And then there's the life insurance policy.
Oh, yeah, I read about that.
$100,000.
A lot of money back then.
Yeah, and he took it out right before the flight.
Really?
His wife was the beneficiary.
Wow. The plot thickens.
It does, doesn't it?
It really does.
Makes you think about his motives,
For sure.
but it's not like a clear answer.
No, it's not that simple.
Was he just desperate for money?
Maybe.
Was he trying to get revenge?
Could be.
Or was it something else? Something we don't even know about.
That's possible, too.
Like a complete mental breakdown?
Yeah.
We don't really know.
It's hard to say for sure.
Yeah, it's like a puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
But with a lot of the pieces missing,
Right.
we see the financial strain,
Yeah.
the divorce,
Mm-hmm.
but what was going on inside his head?
That's the question, isn't it?
That's the big mystery.
Yeah, like what led him to that breaking point?
To do something so horrific.
It's really haunting.
It is.
I think it shows us that even when it looks like someone has it all together, they could be struggling with things we don't see.
It's a reminder that everyone has their own battles.
Yeah, exactly. No matter how successful they seem.
Francisco Gonzales' story is definitely a harsh reminder of that.
It really is.
But it's also a reminder that everyone on that plane had a story too.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
They all had lives that got cut short.
It's a ripple effect, you know?
Yeah, it's not just about him.
No, not at all.
It's about all the lives that were impacted.
This tragedy affected a lot of people.
And I think it makes us think about...
About what?
How important mental health support is.
Absolutely.
Especially for people going through big life changes.
Huge life changes, yeah.
Because you never know what someone's going through.
You really don't.
So to everyone listening out there,
yeah,
I want you to think about this.
Okay.
Don't just look at the headlines of this tragedy.
Go deeper.
Yeah, go deeper.
What do you mean?
Research the aftermath of Flight 773.
Okay.
See how it changed things.
Like what?
How did it affect aviation security?
Interesting.
What protocols changed?
That's a good point.
It's a reminder that even from these horrible events, we can learn things.
We can.
And maybe prevent future tragedies.
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully.
I like that. Makes you think.
Yeah.
That's what we're here for, right?
Exactly.
To make people think.
That's the goal.
All right.
Well, this was a heavy one.
It was.
An important one.
Yeah, definitely.
Thanks for joining me today.
Thanks for having me.
Until next time.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.